It's like this rise and fall. Empires rise and fall, just one after another. It's all because we think we have the right to ever hate. That's what Jesus takes away in Matthew and in the Sermon on the Mount. Yeah, that's what the world does. The world, says love your enemies and love your friends and hate your enemies. It's this bottom line assumption. Whatever country you're in, you better be willing to kill for it, whether you know a thing about the war or not, whether you have any grievance against the country or not. If your boss tells you to kill, you're to kill. That's the way it's always been. Everyone assumes that whatever country you're in, that's the right one, because that's how you're indoctrinated. So you better be willing to go out there and kill for it. And Christians who are pleasing allegiance to God sign up for the whole thing. They don't know whether the war is justified or not, but their boss says to kill them, so they got to kill. Even though Jesus says, love your enemies, bless those that persecute you. Don't resist the evildoer. Don't respond to push with push or hate with hate. Rather, overcome evil with good. See, this is the kingdom way. And this is why here's an exercise I would really encourage you all to be involved with every day. I think it's one of the most important spiritual disciplines that you could adopt. And that is to pick out the 2 or 3 or 4 maybe people, or maybe it's groups, that you have the hardest time loving, that you have the hardest time not hating, the ones that disgust you, who repulse you, and make it, and especially if there are some who are personally out to get you, and commit to praying for them every day. Every day, sincerely praying God's blessing on their life every day. I'm something of a wild stallion, and this is the bridle that the Lord had to use to break me. Because to do it genuinely. See, here's the thing. We always think about, how are you supposed to love your enemies? What if they come in and they threaten your life and threaten your loved ones? Anyone would feel justified killing them. Yeah, everyone would feel justified doing that. See, but Jesus tells us not to. And if we don't practice loving our enemies every day when it's easy to do it, in times when it gets hard to do it, we'll never do it. We'll just resort to our instinct. So I would encourage you to be praying for your enemies. The nasty person at school. For a lot of us, it's praying for certain politicians that drive you absolutely insane. But man, if you don't, it's like anything else. You know what it is. If you don't practice, you don't get good at it, right? Anything, sports, cooking, whatever. Same thing in the kingdom. We don't have boring Christians. No, we got to work at this. This is the discipline. This is what it's about. So practice loving your enemies day in and day out. And maybe 20 years down the road, God forbid should never happen, but if it happens that someone breaks into your house and now is threatening you or your loved ones, you won't just be sitting there going, what does the rule book say I'm supposed to do? But maybe at that point your character would be so formed that you actually love the person. And that changes the equation completely. My son breaks into my house because he's gone insane and he's got an axe and he's going to go after me and my wife. Well, you know what? I will do everything in my power to prevent that from happening. But one option that's not on the table is I'm not going to use the axe on him. Because I love him. And that's the kind of love that we're to cultivate for our people at all times. What if you do truly believe in